Stay tuned for comments after the video.
Tonight on Turner Classic Movies, coaches Tim Conway and John Amos discover the world's greatest athlete. Then wealthy Louis Calhern makes big changes for his beloved in The Blot. And Jacques Tati runs amok at a resort in Monsieur Hulot's Holiday. TCM makes a ruckus tonight.
Hi, I'm Robert Osborne. Our night of Disney live-action classics continues now with a comedy from 1973 called The World's Greatest Athlete. It's about two beleaguered college coaches who travel to Africa searching for an amazing jungle boy who they hope might revitalize their sports program. They find the boy in the form of Jan-Michael Vincent, and the fun accelerates when they get back to the States with him and try to teach him the do's and don'ts of college life. Now, Disney had been lampooning sports, of course, for decades in various Disney cartoons, but this is Disney's first live-action sports comedy. Later would come Gus, about a football-kicking mule. Then came the Mighty Ducks trilogy, about a ragtag pee-wee hockey team. But it was with our movie that Disney's live-action sports connection all started. Cast as the coaches in our movie are two veteran actors best known for their work on television. Tim Conway's one of them. He was, of course, from TV's McHale's Navy series and The Carol Burnett Show, and is now the voice of Barnacle Boy on the Cartoon Network series SpongeBob SquarePants. The other coach is John Amos, who got his big break in television with the comedy Good Times, moving on to the Mary Tyler Moore Show, The West Wing, and most recently on the quirky comedy Men in Trees. As for Jan-Michael Vincent, he was 28 when he played the college-age Nanu in this movie, and later had a big success with his own TV series Airwolf in the 1980s. After that, personal problems and health issues began to curtail his screen career in the 90s. But here he is in prime condition, also with Nancy Walker, Roscoe Lee Browne, and a cameo by the legendary sportscaster Howard Cosell. From Walt Disney in 1973, The World's Greatest Athlete.
Telling you about earlier is starting the 100-yard dash from a standing position. Set.
Something you may not know about Roscoe Lee Browne, who played the witch doctor Gazenga. In real life, he was an international track star and a former professor of French and comparative literature. Roscoe Lee Browne was bitten by the acting bug after playing a role in Julius Caesar at the New York Shakespeare Festival. He went on to enjoy success on stage and screen and television. His most notable film work including Jules Dassin's Uptight, Alfred Hitchcock's Topaz. He was also in Superfly, Logan's Run, Legal Eagles, and the Mambo Kings. Roscoe Lee Browne died in April of last year at the age of 81. Up next, it's this week's Silent Sunday Night feature, and it's about the struggle between the classes coming into play in a rare film from 1921, directed by a lady named Lois Weber.
Tonight on Turner Classic Movies, wealthy Louis Calhern makes big changes for his beloved in The Blot. Then Jacques Tati runs amok at a resort in Monsieur Hulot's Holiday. And TV writer Jason Robards Jr. grows tired of his office space and 1,000 clowns. TCM is a jokester tonight.
We just watched Turner Classic Movies intro for The World's Greatest Athlete and a bit of the film that aired on TCM in 2008. This was one of the Disney films TCM showed for a month-long series of movies called The Family Classics, which featured older live-action Disney films. The film featured in this video is The World's Greatest Athlete, a Disney sports film from 1973. In the film, two coaches at a college with a struggling sports program happen upon an athletic Tarzan-like character while on vacation in Africa. Coach Archer is played by John Amos, and his assistant Milo is played by Tim Conway. The Tarzan-like character goes by the name of Nanu and is played by Jan-Michael Vincent. In Nanu, Archer and Milo see his potential as a star athlete and convince him and his pet tiger Harry to return with them to the United States. While at the college, he falls in love with his tutor Jane, played by Dayle Haddon. His godfather Gazenga, who is described as a witch doctor in the film, doesn't approve of his godson being exploited and travels to the U.S. to bring him back to Africa. Gazenga is played by Roscoe Lee Browne. The film culminates in a showdown during the NCAA Track and Field Championship that involves Archer, Milo, and Nanu going up against Gazenga's witchcraft. This film started off slow at the box office, but ended up being a moderate success for Disney. The film was the 9th highest-grossing film of 1973, bringing in over $10 million at the North American box office and $22 million worldwide. That's like $152 million today. I liked this film when I first saw it on the Disney Channel when I was a kid. It's very well made, and the characters are all very likable. The plot is very simple and something you might see on a TV sitcom, but when watching this film, it still felt more like a feature film and not a TV movie. It does have some weak acting on the part of Jan-Michael Vincent and Dayle Haddon, but John Amos and Tim Conway make up for it with their flawless deliveries and comedic timing. It does have some really dumb scenes involving sneaking a Bengal tiger past a nearsighted nosy landlady that I could have done without. And by today's standards, some consider parts of this film problematic in its depiction of certain cultures. But I think that argument really only works if you ignore the fact that this film is really a parody on the whole Tarzan myth itself. Currently, this film is not available on Disney+. One might think that's because of those potentially problematic things mentioned earlier. While that could be part of the reason, it's more likely that this film is not on Disney Plus because it has a wild animal that is a part of the story and is treated like a pet. It's just a theory I have, but the evidence supports it. I think Disney doesn't want to show films like that on Disney Plus. Films like The Monkey's Uncle, The Barefoot Executive, Rascal, No Deposit, No Return, and many others with domesticated wild animals are missing from the Disney Plus library. Only the animated classics seem to be exempt from this rule. And keep in mind, when they made the live-action version of Aladdin, they removed the character of Raja, Jasmine's pet tiger who acted as her guardian and protector. Any doubt in your mind that modern Disney has a problem with this after hearing that? Maybe I'll do a special video in the future looking at this in more depth. This video also included an introduction from TCM host Robert Osborne, who gave some interesting trivia surrounding the film and one of its stars, Roscoe Lee Browne. Well, those are my comments for this video. If you like these retro videos, please subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up, click the notification bell, and leave a comment. All these things really help the channel. Keep watching for more retro videos like this and other retro videos like Retro Talk. Take care of yourself and look out for others. Talk to you later. Bye.
This video brought to you by StockAgogo.com, Stock Photos.